Hello, all my fans. Hope you're all okay. Got some fan mail, some letters what came today. I'm going to read 4 of them. Have you all got your pot of tea? Phil loves his tea, doesn't he? Let's get on with his first letter. First letter today. Just managed to get them before the strike, the Royal Mail strike. So my other fans rung me up saying, Phil, we can't send you letters because it's strike. I said, well, don't worry about it, you know, send them when strike's over with, you know. So our first letter, let's see who it is. We've got Miss Fairy Cake. Miss Fairy Cake. And she says, Dear Phil, my name is Miss Fairy Cake, but I do like fairy cakes. And she sent me her fairy cakes today. Look, I've been having them with my pot of tea before I came on camera. I just love them. You know, she sent me these in post. And she's called Miss Fairy Cake and all. And she sent me fairy cakes. Isn't that nice of her? Really good. My fans, you know, I have all sorts of fans out there. I really do. I really do. Anyhow, what she's saying is, do you like fairy cakes? Because I've sent you some in the post, Phil. I hope you do. I hope you're not into keep fit and going to gym and on all the dietary food and supplements, because you probably won't want these fairy cakes. Well, to be honest, Miss Fairy Cake, I really should be dieting. I've put on some weight and that, and I should be going to gym and stuff like that. But I do like my fresh cream buns, and I really do like fairy cakes. And like I says, I've had, well, I've had more than 1 or 2, haven't I? Quite a few before I came on camera. So yes, Miss Fairy Cake, I should be cutting down really, to be honest, but they're just tempting, aren't they, when you go in shop and you see these fresh creams and it's full of fresh cream. I love them apple turnovers. Aren't they great? They're right big though, with loads of fresh cream in and that. Put on weight though, it really does. Anyhow, thank you. Got to push on because time's time. That was a lovely letter. Thank you. Thank you for the fairy cakes. Right, our next letter, and it's something to do with a video I did yesterday, and she's called Miss Story, and she says, Dear Phil, I watched your video on storytelling where you got the cards interacting and sort of talking and coming alive. Well, yes, there'll be more videos of that, Miss Story. And what she's saying is, what happened to the girl who she was going to adopt? Did she adopt her? Well, Miss Story, we're going to do a follow-up to that video, because I'm going to do quite a few of these videos. It's a good idea to get I've always wanted to get the cards, tarot cards and oracle cards, and the characters in the oracle cards and tarot cards sort of interacting with each other and coming alive and making a story of these cards. And that's what I did in that video, what she's on about. It was a young lady, and she met a partner at a witch's coven, and there were witches, and she fell in love, and she were, you know, thought everything were going all right, but then tragedy struck, and she lost her husband, and she were really depressed, and you know, when you know, loneliness and no, you know, didn't go out or out like that. Anyhow, as the story went on, she met someone else, and she packed in the witchcraft, being a witch, and she became a Christian, and she met this girl here, the choir. She was orphan and she lost her parents years ago in an accident. And we're going to call her Zara, so you'll know her Zara in the next story, follow up. And we're going to find out how what happened to Zara in the next story, the follow up. Oh, she did finally adopt her, and here she is a bit older. She became a manager of a restaurant, and she's got 4 girls working for her in Nexton, and they're gothic girls, and they're into vampire, you know, go to a vampire club. So that's our next storytelling cards. So, and she's called Sarah, we'll call her Sarah. So Sarah became a manager, and that's going to be good, so look out for that. Right, thank you for that letter. That was good, my story. Right, we've got Mr. Field. And Mr. Field, what's Mr. Field on about? Dear Phil, I've just moved down in the Shetland Islands, and I've bought a farm, and I've never done farming before. When I bought the farm, I didn't realise there was no farm animals on the farm. Oh, I'm sorry for you about that, Mr. Field. There should have been. Didn't you check when you bought the farm that there were no farm field? No farm fields. I'm sorry, Mr. Field. Who were you called Mr. Field? I said farm fields. Didn't you check, Mr. Field, that there was no animals when you were buying it? What does he say? No, he never checked. Oh dear. Well, he says, have you got any advice, Phil? Well, I do give out advice. I give out a lot of advice to my fans. Sometimes I don't, you know, they just want to go on and tell me about their life and tell me about their things and send me presents and that, like the fairy cakes I got today. So I have advice. I've got advice for Mr. Field, and if you've got the money, does it say if you've got the money? Yeah, still got money in the bank. Well, I'd start off with some cows. You know, get a bull and all. Make sure you get your bull. And then a fat belly pig. I've always liked fat belly pigs. So get yourself a fat belly pig. A few chickens. And sheep. You want some sheep, don't you, to wander around up top end of your field. If you've got big farm fields and stuff like that, which a lot of farms I do have. So get yourself some sheep, and also get your sheepdog. Yeah, make sure you get your sheepdog, and that's my advice, and I hope you get on, and let me know how you get on and buying them animals and how you're getting on and that. And oh, by the way, you'll have to have some staff, won't you? You'll have to have someone looking after the sheep, someone looking after the cows, and ploughing your fields. But let me get on, let me get on. I'm making a lot of mistakes today, I am. But it don't matter, because they're just letters, and my fans don't mind when I'm doing letters, you know. At least I'm not doing card readings, am I? Not today, anyhow. Right, have we got another letter? I'm just looking down to see, because I've got 1 or 2 here, but I can't go through them all. It's just time's time. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, Mr. Bent. Mr. Bent says, Dear Phil, I am writing to ask you, did you believe in Father Christmas when you were a young child? Well, I actually did believe in Father Christmas, but I wanted proof from my mum and dad all the time. So when it was Christmas Eve, I kept looking out at the window all the time to see if Father's Christmas were coming up the yard with presents. And though one day it was snowing, you know, and I must have fallen asleep that night, you know, waiting to see Santa coming up. Anyhow, my dad must have went out and he went to the bottom of the garden in his boots in snow and then walked back up the garden to make it look as if Santa had come with presents. And what he did also in the morning when I got up, he left half a mince pie and half a stand pie and a bit of wine in a glass. And when I got up, I looked out. Well, I first looked out at window and I saw footsteps, and I ran down to my mum and dad and I said, "Oh, mum and dad, I've seen the footprints. So, Santa does exist." And she says, "Yes, and go in the kitchen and have a look what we give him a bite to eat when he came in and brought your presents." So I went into the kitchen and there were half of the mince pie, half a stand pie and wine, and I went in, "Oh yeah, great, he really, Santa does really exist." And there were all my presents all piled up to open them on Christmas Day. Wasn't that nice? So yeah, I was believing in Father Christmas, but my parents, they had an hard time with me and they had to prove to me that there was a Santa. Oh, wasn't that a good letter? Oh, I wish I could sit here all day reading my fan mail to you, I really do. But I've got to get off. Don't forget to check out that storytelling in the next one of Sarah, how she gets on, and our daughter, what she adopted, Zara, how she gets on in storytelling in the cards. Thank you for watching. Keep safe. Bye.